guess what you're talking about there is marrying those group dynamics in the area of the slide that talks about social identity theory and groups. So that's exploiting that in a way that not only creates animosity between people, but creates legitimizes violence between the groups, which is quite shocking to think that a slide full of psychological knowledge and principles would be being used to that end openly. I mean, when I first saw that, I thought, surely they don't mean actually legitimizing violence by targets. Surely they're talking about violence being legitimized within the groups and communities that they're targeting. But I mean, what you're saying makes sense. So,
there's so many historical precedents for. I mean, you can go right back to the 60s and 70s and the FBI infiltration of the Black Panther movement, where they were pushing for the Black Panthers to be armed. They were actually supplying arms to the Black Panther movement. You can go to No NATO in Chicago more recently, 2012, I believe, where they were again trying to arm protesters, where they were supplying them with Molotov cocktails, where, there's a long history of particularly FBI, but certainly other agencies as well, supplying weaponry and pushing for violence and legitimizing violence. And I just see it as having become more and more rife, not just in those specific operations, but societally and culturally at scale. And you see it in the narrative and what and in what it's okay to say. Like 10 years ago, it wouldn't have been okay for major mainstream figures to be saying, yeah, just go and punch them, or just go and whatever, and sharing videos of people being punched and glorifying
open calls to assassinate Julian Assange. Many open calls to assassinate Julian Assange.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. That's yet another classic example of legitimization of violence.